I drown every single night. 1,000 tiny grains, each pressing me down. Would I ever survive? That was the question. But the real one echoed below. Am I fixable? Later came the real terror. Waking up and being human. Reality felt nightmarish often. When would it really end? They never understood it. Never wish it on my worst enemy. Unknowingness of the normal. Would it ever be okay? Light creeps in at times, piercing through the weight. The other helped it get through. My solace, my counterpart.
आपको क्या लगता है साइकोलॉजिस्ट क्या करते हैं?
नहीं दिया
नहीं, इट्स ओके। आपको क्या लगता है साइकोलॉजी क्या है? द एंटायर फील्ड। थैंक यू सो मच।
I'm Fahish. I'm a student of psychology from Lady Shriram College. Psychology is the scientific study of human and animal behavior, mind, thoughts, and action. And it's an applicable science. So although it comes into the scientific paradigm of thinking, it's applicable and it works with humans and working on curing their problems. So it's theoretical as well as applicable.
What is your favorite part about studying psychology? What do you enjoy the most?
It's my favorite, and the one thing I like and dislike is the same, that it's too relatable. Like when I'm studying it in class, it's like, oh my god, you're talking about our lives here, because we study things like, I don't know, like falling in love and narcissism and everything related to humans. But what I dislike is the same, that sometimes it gets very muddled up inside my mind.
How do you think people perceive psychologists in India?
In India specifically, if I would say, I myself would be shy to tell my friends if I go to a counselor. So this coming from a psychology student, coming from someone whose mother is also a counselor, you know how much of a stigma there is. I would feel shy to tell you if I go to a counselor. So there's a huge stigma, because I think we have too much self-confidence in our mental abilities. And if you're sick, you can go to a doctor. But if you're not feeling good inside, then no, who goes to a psychologist? So I would say there's a big stigma, and there is only clinical intervention, and social psychologists are not there. And even in debates which you see on India today, I think there should be a psychologist and a sociologist and a politician, because all of those angles are important.
Psychologist may be someone like me, somebody who wants to know people, who is sensitive enough to people's emotions and the way they think.
What do you think people perceive when I say the word psychologist?
They're not very welcoming to a psychologist, if I say. Based on my internships, they're definitely not welcoming. Even to a psychiatrist per se, or to the whole fraternity of mental health.
Why? Why do you think so?
So there's a whole stigma attached to once you get categorized into a mental disorder, if you say. So I'll tell you an incident which happened in a hospital. So a person had randomly come to get himself checked because he was facing something, and the doctor gave him the diagnosis, and the family was like, "ये पागल थोड़ी है." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So that's how it is perceived, कि पागल है इसलिए जा रहे हैं psychologist या psychiatrist के पास, but it's not so. And I feel lately things have been changing for better, and people have been accepting mental health as something which is normal. So that's a good thing.
The name of the clinic is Mantra the Psychology Clinic. My name is Jagjeet Kaur, and I'm working as a counseling psychologist. Many people don't know what psychologists do. So partly the stigma attached to mental illness, and partly the lack of knowledge about the whole profession of psychologist, the whole perception that they just talk and nothing else. But the fact is, when you come in this chair and sit and see the world from this side, it's not easy. We just don't talk. We might have to listen to people for hours. We might have had a breakup one day before. but we might have to listen to the whole story of a breakup of a client the next day without getting involved in the whole situation with the client. So if you come at this side of the story and see, it's not an easy thing. Our project is iClinic City, and it's an extension of Mantra Psychological Services only. The whole venture is there, and the app is an online mental health portal where people can directly contact psychologists, search psychologists in different categories depending on their needs, based on the location services. Like somebody sitting in Malviya Nagar want to search for a psychologist or a psychiatrist near their location so that it's easily accessible. So they can do that. They can book appointments directly through the app. Our aim is that iClinic City should reach every Indian